In today's video, we're going to talk about a shoe that Mizuno claims is perfect for long runs, embracing comfort, responsiveness, and a harmonious running journey. In today's video, we're going to talk about the Mizuno Mystery Shoe 1. Hey runners, my name is Letty. I'm the host of the weekly marathon running podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to do a shoe review of the Mystery Shoe number 1. But before that, a quick disclaimer. This shoe has been provided to me for the purpose of review. However, no one is paying me for this review and all opinions expressed here are my own. Alright, so let's talk about this Mystery Shoe number 1, which has been named the Mizuno Neo Zen. This shoe comes out, is available for pre-order in different colors. This limited edition is already available right now. And we're going to hop into how this shoe has transformed my life. No, seriously though. It's 2025 and I received this shoe in the end of November of last year. And I had already pretty much closed the books on my favorite running shoes. As you guys know, if you've watched any of my shoe reviews, I absolutely love the Hoka Cielo X one because of its versatility. You can use it for all sorts of runs. And I thought that was going to be my number 1 shoe, closely followed by a lot of other shoes. But this shoe, I fell in love with it and it's up there. It's on top of that list and I'm super excited to see what Mizuno is doing this year. But let's hop into the shoe review. Let's talk about the model and purpose of this shoe. This shoe is, according to the Mizuno website, supposed to be for long runs. Now, long runs come in all shapes and sizes. As we know, I love my long runs on Sundays to be quicker. I do a ton of marathon paced miles in long runs, but I also do long runs where I literally just recreationally run slowly, easy, recovery, and all that stuff. This shoe literally can take them all. But like I said, Mizuno says this is a long run shoe and we're going to hop into what type of long runs you can do with this very versatile shoe. But let's hop into some tech specs. According to the Mizuno website, there is a 6mm drop in the shoe. The heel has a 40 millimeters going down to the 34. You do the math, 40 minus 34. There is a 6mm drop. And also on the website, you can see that this is a neutral shoe. Spoiler alert, there is no plate in the shoe. So because of the high cushion and the bounciness, it's going to have to be neutral because it's not very stable. And last but not least, the shoe comes in at 8.5 ounces, and that's for the men's size 9, which makes it a very, very light shoe, probably because of the upper. And so with that, let's talk a little bit about the key features. The upper is pretty amazing. It's one upper. There is no separate tongue. It's all one. And it's very porous, which means it makes it a very breathable shoe. The toe box is designed to be a little bit wider, and we'll talk about that, but it's kind of a shoe that would fit any type of running foot. They have a pull tab at the back, and all in all, it's very soft. And I can attest to that because, as you guys know, I do a lot of my running barefooted. That's my preference. I don't like wearing socks. I also throw my shoes in the washer. And this shoe, no blisters. Everything is very soft and very comfortable in there. But now let's talk about the best part about the shoe. In its midsole, Mizuno uses a material called Mizuno NRZ Next. And that is the material that makes this very cushy shoe that is also responsive. So I went down the rabbit hole of trying to figure out what exactly makes this shoe the way it is, and I found out it's made out of TPU foam. So that was another type of foam that I added to my glossary. We have PIBA foam, we have EVA foam, and now we have TPU foam. So for all of you guys that are confused by foam, I did the research for you, and I promise I will have a video next week where we demystify all these crazy foam names, TPU, EVA, PIBA, and critical foam and all that stuff. So I'm going to have a separate video that talks about what all of this means and demystifies it. For our purposes right now, TPU foam is thermoplastic polyurethane, and I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it. I am sorry. I am English second, third language. So we have that. which is material that is prominently used for making play mats and medical devices and running shoes. And it is durable, flexible material that is made out of recyclables. So that's what that means. And again, next week we'll have a full video about these crazy foams. But they took that TPU foam, which is also already designated for long runs, and infused nitrogen in it, which makes it as bouncy as it is. There's no plate in the shoe. Also, when you look at the bottom of the shoe, the rubber is exactly as it was in the Neo Vista, which is Mizuno's shoe from last year. And yeah, that's just to sum up the key features. Now, when it comes to the colors of the shoe, this mystery shoe pattern and everything is available as a limited edition online already. Then you can also pre-order Neo Zens in different color patterns. For men, the colors available are white frontier blue, black and white, and blackberry raspberry. For women, you have hint of mint India ink, nimbus cloud black, and black and white as well. Now, when it comes to the price point of the shoe comes in at $150, which is the same price as the Adidas Evo SL. And I think that's a great price for a daily trainer, especially with what the shoe will bring to the table, and we will talk about that. Now, comparing the shoe to other shoes, this shoe is bouncier than the Mizuno Neo Vista. It is not as stable as the Neo Vista, and I'm trying to think of any other shoes that I own that I can compare it to, but I really can't, because I wouldn't do a fair job comparing it to a plated shoe, even though the shoe is so bouncy and responsive. So it's kind of difficult. Again, I can't wait to get my hands on the Adidas Evo SL to see how it does. And when I do, I will update you guys on that. Now, my first impression, this shoe is beautiful. I was very intrigued by the marketing by Mizuno, because I feel like they did it achieved exactly what they were trying to do. They're trying to break into the market, it seems like, of the US a little bit more. So they came out with 4 mystery shoes. I have a whole video on that, which I will try to link below or up here somewhere. And you can see that they all look the same. They have the same pattern on the sole of the shoe. And then they have the upper that is white. So this is mystery shoe number 1. So it's kind of intriguing. At the same time, I do like the design as much as I liked the zebra design last year of the other shoes that they had. And yeah, I put my foot in it and it feels very bouncy. Almost so bouncy that it is a little bit unstable and you're wondering about the performance of the shoe. Kind of like when you put on the Alpha Flies, right? You don't put on the Alpha Flies and don't expect to be bouncing in them just because they are so bouncy. So I was hoping that they would be as bouncy as they ultimately were. So first impression, love the shoe, probably really good on foot fatigue, and I couldn't wait to run in these shoes. All right, so here is my honest opinion of the shoe. Like I mentioned, love the shoe. This shoe is pretty amazing because you can go on a long run and push marathon pace for over 10 miles, and you get, I want to say, almost the same responsiveness as you would running in an Alpha Fly. I did one of my fastest runs of the year in this shoe, not expecting it to go as fast. It was pretty amazing. It is pretty amazing how bouncy it is, how very little foot fatigue you have. It feels like it's a recovery shoe, but then you don't shy away from pushing the speed. Normally during my long run, because I do so many marathon paced miles during my long run, I use retired Alpha Flies or old Cielo X's, just because the price point of these shoes is so high that you want to use them for something else, right? With this shoe, this is a trainer and it comes at a price of $150. You don't have the hesitation of just getting a fresh pair and using them for that. And I really like the shoe. So that is my opinion. But now we're going to hop into some pros and cons of the shoe just so you can get the whole picture. All right, so pros. The bounciness and the responsiveness with the Mizuno NRZ Next foam in there is amazing. Again, almost feels plated. It is super cushy, so you can also use this shoe for your long runs that are slow. And it is a very, very cushy shoe. It has a great rocker to it, which makes you want to go forward. The shoe feels very fast. It's a very aesthetically pleasing shoe. It's very beautiful if you're into this. If not, they do have the other colors available soon. I was impressed by the breathability of the upper. The upper is the reason why the shoe is so light, and the upper is very soft. Again, you can run barefoot in the shoe, which is what I do. It holds up great in the washer. That's a pro for me. And the outsole is pretty solid. I've worn the shoe quite a lot, and I usually strike midfoot and a little bit on the heel, and you can see that it has a little bit more wear on this side than that side, but for all the miles I've put in it, it holds up great. Now, as to the cons, this toe box is wider than your regular shoe, which is nice because it does let your foot spread out, but at the same time, when you're trying to tie the shoe to make it snug, as you can see here, the way I tie it, you have a little bit of a fabric overlap. Again, nothing crucial because I can still run in this shoe, but there's a lot of fabric. If you have super narrow feet, maybe that's something that could bug you. In addition, for that same reason, because of the way that it is designed and it's such a sock-like upper, these shoelaces up in the front, they really don't do very much. I mean, they hold it in a little bit, but that's it's the only con I could think of. The shoe, I will update you guys after a couple months on how it holds up. I will also try to compare it to the Evo SL, like I mentioned. And other than that, from me, the shoe has a huge thumbs up because of its versatility. Even though versatility is not that important to me, I don't mind having separate shoes for separate or different types of runs, except for when you go travel, then it's nice to just bring one pair of shoes. But other than that, just the price point alone and what you get, the energy return, it's a great shoe to have. And I can't wait to see what other shoes Mizuno will release soon. Mystery 2, 3, and 4. Can't wait to try those. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, please leave those down below. If you have not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. And with that, until next time, have a great week of running.